Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nusa of Nusa Capital, coming to you on a very warm afternoon from the Southern Hemisphere. Ladies and gentlemen, we've all seen the bloodbath. We've all seen the pain, capitulation, you name it. We've seen it. We've seen the panic. We've seen the punditry going out there screaming setting prices. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we work, as you well know, we look at our charts and we try to judge what could happen. Anyway, let's get started. Let's not waste any time. So, we start off as usual with Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has suffered a massive drop. And I keep, it's the drop has just been something else. But, like we've said before, there are certain things you can see. We look at our areas of supply here. We've got our areas of demand down here. And we can see what our volume profile is doing. This mighty C here, as you can see, very sparse volume. It means that the price candles can go up and down very easily and very quickly. And we can see that here. Look at this. This is almost a Maribotsu right here, as you can see. And it's still going down. Why? Look at this sparse area here. However, we have a kind of superpower. We have something that we can turn to or rely upon to help us if we are not sure of what's going to happen. If we come here, and we go to Bitcoin, we can see the areas of capitulation. Now, look at this area here. It's already broken this area. This is about what? 87,000. The price is now going under 87,000. If we look at our trades here, current price is 87,177. There is a danger of it going all the way down, as I said, because of the volume. Nevertheless, here, it's telling us that full capitulation of Bitcoin is 84,370, as you can see here. But it still has this. Now, it may not bother coming all the way down because if you look at these lines, you can see that the amount of money involved might not necessarily make it worth the speculators, the market makers. It might not make it worth their while to sort of rip this thing right down to the bottom. But in some cases, as you will see later, it might. Anyway, Bitcoin, some have been positing about 70-something thousand. And look, if you look at this area here, this is about 76. Based on what the volume profile is telling us, it's possible. It's also possible to come all the way down here. Again, look at this volume area here. If it breaks that area, it's coming here. But we've got two areas of demand, which means this might hold Bitcoin up. If, based on what we have seen here, 84,370, if we come to that area, 84,370, somewhere here, look at where we are. Look at this rough area there. Look at where we are. We are in an area where it could fall even further. However, the market makers might deem that once they've taken out these areas here in capitulation, then they might deem no need to sort of push the price down any further and things start recovering. But that we have to wait and see. If you've not bought any Bitcoin, I would suggest you watch very closely. You might want to take limit buys at about 84,000 to see if you can get it, or 85,000 to see if you can get a piece of the action. But like I said, keep your eyes and ears open on this one because anything can happen. Talking about anything can happen, if you come to Twitter has been burning. And one of the accounts you can look at is Marty Party and the things he said. And about the market manipulation. I suggest I can't go through all of it, there's just so much. But I suggest you take a look at it. This is his account, as you can see. Just to keep an eye, he does a lot of fundamentals and he's a macro analyst, as he said, and he does a lot of fundamentals. So you might want to look at what he's putting out there. A lot of people follow him, as you can see, he's got a large following. Yours truly, on a much smaller scale, I try to keep it as simple as possible, as you can see here. And one of the things at the time I said, BTC full capitulation may mean 85,640. It's going a little bit lower. If it takes that area out, then I know it's going a bit lower. I've also talked about what's happening with Solana, which you shall see as we discuss further. Okay, so let's do our mandatory. Let's put our Ichimoku cloud on. As always, as I said, it's just mandatory because we've been doing it, so we might as well continue. Here, as you can see, everything is beneath the cloud. Kenji-sen above the Tinkin-sen, Chikuspan running free. Volume profile here showing you that the price could fall even further. So we should just have to wait and see what happens with Bitcoin on this one. Okay, so let's move on. Next, let's just quickly go through the Binance, and we keep that, as I said before, it's because of the Binance exchange. Not that a lot of people don't use Binance for anything. The only thing that, you could stake it and make a little extra money, which I have done in the past. And if you stake it, you get all some of these strange meme coins and other coins that you get for free for staking your Binance, which I do. I must say that many of those things I convert to USDC or something else. I don't really waste my time keeping them because they're too small an amount. But anyway, that's irrelevant to this discussion. Let's get back to the real analysis here. 2 areas of supply there, an area of demand in this place here. One thing you need to understand, and it has to be said, ladies and gentlemen, is that when you come and look at the liquidation heat maps, and you come and you look at Binance, you will never, ever see a full capitulation. Look at this. These are strong areas here that the price can always drop to, but Binance never, never, ever has a full capitulation of their coin. And you see it's going back up. And many have complained about that. And in my tweets, I think in my last one, I think I was reading somewhere where people are complaining about Binance's actions. And I said, now one can understand why some in the crypto community complained. Binance never capitulates the Binance coin. And you can see what I've tweeted it out here. So we shall see what happens with that. So you need to understand, even though it's looking at all the futures markets, the futures markets sometimes determine the direction of the price. And sometimes when you see a price just falling or rising, the futures markets are one of the biggest influences of this. And so you have to keep an eye on it, even if you don't trade futures or not, which is why we are looking at the liquidation levels. Now remember, for the first time, it was the last video I did on Rough and Ready that I started to look at the liquidation levels, because I felt that for those of you who follow me, you should be able to understand these things. Maybe we'll do something about, maybe we should make a video strictly about liquidations. I think that'd be a good idea. So I'm not expecting a full capitulation. I'm not expecting this to fall anything below this area of demand here. I'm talking about Binance now. Let's not waste any time with this. Let's just look at the Ichimoku. Same thing. Cloud looking very weird, trading sideways. Everything's under the cloud. This difference here is that the Tengen-sen is above the Kinjin-sen now. Although this is still very bearish. So don't take it otherwise. If you're into this coin, keep your eye out and try and see if you can find some area where you can sort of get in if you want to get into this coin. This area, if it falls to this area here, this might be a very good area of a buying area, as this is an area of demand. No financial advice, of course. I wouldn't dare tell you how to spend your money, but you look at the charts, try and follow what the data is telling you. Okay, let's get on to Ethereum. And with Ethereum here, we all know what happened with the hack with Bybit. It's going to be something else. Look at Ethereum. I actually expected, excuse me, Ethereum to fall even further. But first, let's have a look at what's happening on the futures markets. And you can see Ethereum, full capitalization of Ethereum will be down here, 2,263. The price is already going up. It might be that money in this area, look at that. I told you, I was about to say it might be the money there is not worth it. And look, it's a 1.56 million liquidation leverage. Market makers might not be bothered with all that. Here it looks like this price area here seems to have taken that area out, and down here is about $777,000 dollars in liquidation leverage. I don't think these guys are bothered with that. Hence, this might be why the price of Ethereum is now going back up, albeit gradually. We can see that here. Remember what I said to you earlier. Look at these areas that even sparse volume, and you can see how the candlesticks sort of went through those areas. Look at that. Okay, look at this area here. Look at this area here again, and look at the area here. So I won't be surprised if we find it coming all the way down here to about 21.49. Now it might not ever get there, but you never know with the way the market is. Anything is possible in the current market. Let's put our Ichimoku on. Definitely bearish. I don't need to explain. If you have been following me or watching my videos, you know what this is. The cloud. Kenjin-sen, this is your orange line here above the Tenkan-sen. Your Chuku span is running free. And with this running free, anything can happen. This can still come down. We are not out of the danger zone yet, but we shall have to wait and see what happens as time goes on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the mighty Solana. And I put out yesterday, some areas. Now, let's go back and look at the tweet that I put out yesterday to do with Solana, which I thought was important. Here we go. I said 2 areas of demand developing in Solana. First is the 135 to 140, and the second is the 127 to 134. Question is, will either area be able to halt the onslaught of selling? Always opportunities. Be vigilant. And that's what I put out there yesterday. And I don't know, let's just load this up and see. There you have, you can see this area here. You can see the 2 areas of demand here, and you can see the first area, the first band there. That's the 135 or so, the 135 to 140 range. Now, if we go to our charts, you will see that it has broken 135, so that's why that line up there has disappeared. It came into this range here. It came in and at 131. That was the low here. Now, and it's an area of demand, and some are already buying at this area. Looking at our volume profile is not too bad. So, although the price is with some sparse areas of volume here, you could see the large candles just driving through there again here, driving through. Look at this area here, a bit sparse. Look at how it's driven through. Therefore, I don't think we're completely out of danger. If we go to our liquidation, let's see what the futures market is telling us. And the futures market is telling us that full capitulation should be at about 129, although it says 128 here, but I don't think the volume is, look, $25,000, too small to be bothered with. Even here, $44,000, so it might not necessarily get to 130 or so. It's got to 132, although it went to about 131 as you saw, and it's sort of carefully climbing its way back up. So that might be what we have going on at this time. But I will be vigilant. If you're still looking at it, I should take a position somewhere in here. You might want to say, okay, I'll take it at about 132 and set your limit buy and see what happens. Okay, let's just quickly go through our Ichimoku, and as you can see, cloud with an incline, Kenjin-sen above the Tenkan-sen, Chuku span running free, 100% bearish. You keep your eyes and ears open on this one, because there is a possibility that it will go even further, but I don't see it going below this area of demand at the moment. If it breaks here, however, as we can see, then we're coming all the way down to probably here. We might get to this area here, pause, and then come, but I can't see it coming all the way down to about 101, 100. I doubt that very much. I really doubt that. But, only time will tell. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to SUI. Now, SUI is quite interesting, and you will see why in a minute. As always, I've always told you about the volume profile. Look at the volume profile. That's nice. I like to call them scoops, like ice cream scoops. Somebody has scooped out on the ice cream, as you can see. A lot of C's here. And as you can see, large candlesticks going through those areas, as I've always told you. What makes this interesting is this area here, but this price range here. So we've got a price range of 262 to 292. Why? And then here it goes. Again, if we go back and look at what the futures market is doing, look at that. Full capitulation is down to 255. Although if you look at the liquidation leverage, it's too small. So the market makers will not bother with that. That's just too tiny. But look at this area here. That's 889. And then this area here, 967. They're too small. But look, it's at about $2.60. And now we are at $2.73. Earlier, we were at about $2.62 when it was right down here. And now, as you can see, the price is gradually going back up. So, is this a buying area? Maybe, but there's still danger. Again, I remind you of this volume emptiness here, this vacuum that is filled there with the volume. This can still easily come down and maybe come down to this area here at 239. Who knows, it might even get here. It might get to this part here and use this 232 or so and use that as an area of support. We never know. But there's always a danger that this could still fall. Again, it goes to this volume, the issues of the volume profile right here. Now, let's put our Ichimoku on to have a quick look. That's definitely bearish. It answers all the questions. Under the cloud, Kenten over the Tenkan Sen, Chico span running free. Everything's under the cloud, including the price action. Enough said. Watch these price areas in this area here and see if you can find a nice area to enter the market. Again, no financial advice, but hey, you know, between 260 and 270 at the moment it's not looking too bad. You may, as I said, come down here to these areas here and put limit buys here to allow yourself to get into the market for better profits. No financial advice, but hey, look at the market, look at what the data is telling you, and try and take full advantage. So let's go on to Moodeng. As you know, I have a few friends of mine who look at Moodeng and whiff, and I promised them that I'll keep doing the analysis for them, and here we have it. Moodeng, I strongly believe that Moodeng has bottomed. I mean, since about February 3rd, we've been trading sideways. Or probably from about February 6th. Let's do this. February 6th. We've been trading sideways, and today is the 25th. That's about a good 19-20 days now of sideways trading. I suspect the way it's been traded here, people are accumulating here on Moodeng. I think that's what is going on. Still quite distant from the all-time low, which is down to about just 1 cent. So, hey, the markets, anything is possible. We can't write anything off. Okay, let's just go to... before we do that, I think those accumulating here are looking at here, here, and here. These are the areas of supply to buy here and sell in these areas, or stagger their sale by when they get here, sell some, get here, sell some, and if it goes up to this place, sell some. So that might be what those who are accumulating are doing at the moment. Now, if you're someone, unfortunately, who has bought at a much higher price, you're going to have to be very, very, very patient on this one, because you just never know. You're going to be very patient and pray to God that this meme coin catches fire. The sentiment from certain angles from the crypto communities is that people are a bit tired of, there's a bit of a meme coin fatigue. Now, I hope for your sakes it's not so with Moodeng, but only time will tell. Nobody can predict the future, but we have to keep an eye out for the future. If we come and we just go through our motions of putting our Ichimoku as always, I don't have to tell you, you've seen this before if you're following me. Here, cloud at an inclined angle, Kinji-sen above the Tenkan Sen, Chiku span running free, 100% bearish. This might be, as I said, this might be a now area of accumulation. If you still believe in this project, this might be where you accumulate. Okay. And then let's go. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we've got WIF. And now this surprised me. This really surprised, because if you look here, you can see all the prices of foreign prices. If you bring it back here, you can see this is an all-time low here, between 50 and 56 cents. So it's got to an all-time low in this area here, with another small area of supply happening. Now, initially, I had actually thought that with it trading this way, I thought, okay, this is a little of a sideways trade. It's got to the bottom. I was surprised that it even went lower. So we don't know. It might not. I don't think it's going to go any lower. I think that's about the lowest it's going to get. And I suspect it's going to start trading sideways as much as possible. Areas of supply here, 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 and here. So these might be areas in the future of where if you can buy somewhere down here for speculative purposes, you can sell in these areas. That's going to be interesting to see. Let's have a look at the Ichimoku. I think you already know what's coming. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the cloud right at an angle. Kinji-sen above Tenkan-sen. Chiku span running free. Price has got to a new all-time low. So this one, if you're holding WIF, pay attention. And I think WIF sort of, let's just take the Ichimoku off and let's do something. Let me go to the weekly to see if I can see the all-time high on this one. Yeah, and at one point, the all-time high was about almost $5. Wow. So from $5 to just over 50 cents, that's a massive drop. That's a drop of, let's see, %89.6%. Wow. So if you're holding this and you've held all the way down, let's pray that it recovers, because you're gonna have to, if you're going to make your profits now or you sort of break even, you're gonna have to wait a long time. I hope that there isn't the meme fatigue, which I am kind of getting through some channels out there. Now, I may be completely wrong, and for many of your sakes, I hope I am. But the crypto market is a very fickle market. And people might decide that, okay, we've had enough fun with the memes, let's move to the next thing. But the only time will tell if and when that happens. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as you well know, it's been a bloodbath out there. And a lot of people have been spooked. Some that have been spooked now will never probably come back into the markets. I would always say be patient. And this I will conclude by a tweet, something that I retweeted from the man himself, Raoul Pal. And he says here, you guys all need to learn patience. This was 2017, very similar macro structure, which is the graph he has here. I think it's for BTC. He says most lasted 2 to 3. He said there was 5 times 28% plus pullbacks in BTC. Most lasted 2 to 3 months before a new high. All saw 65% corrections. All were noise. Go do something else more constructive than stare at the screen. So this game, I had to put that out there. This game is a patience game. You've got to be patient. You've got to know what you're doing. And as you can see, I try to look at the data in front of me and judge from there. I do my own trading that way. Let me show you this. Okay. So my portfolio, this is the portfolio. This is some small trades I'm doing on Bitcoin futures, as well as Bitcoin itself, Bitcoin spot. And I follow. These are positions I've taken a long time ago. And of course it went through, and which is why there are losses in these positions. But by looking at the liquidation maps and all that, as I've said to you before, it kind of gives me the confidence of what to expect and how to set my stops and everything. So that's something you should please consider, which is why I've showed you the liquidation areas and liquidation heat maps. Anyway, that's me. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, keep your eyes and ears open and your trading sharp. Have a good one. Bye.